All right, so this is Spawn talking to his team. So this is Spawn talking to his team after the 100 Thieves match, which was obviously them getting eliminated. This is yesterday. They got 3-0'd, so they're out for the year. So let's see.
I think that obviously it's really disappointing end to the year, right? So we're all gonna feel it.
Wait, did he say era or the year?
I think that obviously it's really disappointing end to the year, right?
I think he said the year right.
So we're all gonna feel it. But I think like a couple of things you guys should do. First of all, I think everyone should say thank you to Yuji when they have a moment later tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Umpty situation happened like midway split 2, and he joined probably. This is going to end up all over social media, so fantastic. But he probably joined one of the worst team environments that existed. And was a very
Jesus, one of the worst team environments that existed. Yeah, this guy clearly wasn't with TL 10 years ago. I'll tell you that. You want to see one of the worst team environments that existed? You got to see what a player doesn't even dignify another one with words, refuses to speak to them, and then locks in Urgot in the 80 carry role.
very positive teammate the whole time. I think tried his best, and I think that, I hope for some of us, changing junglers and saying that it didn't really resolve anything is an eye-opening
Damn.
experience.
Damn, so they blame the jungler. So they're the reason why Umpty was upset. They blamed Umpty, and then they got to play with Yuji. And that's life teaching you a lesson right there. It can always be worse, guys. Like, I know a lot of you guys right now watching in the chat, you're like, yeah, like, things are not going well right now, but surely it'll get better in the future. No guarantee. It can get worse. Just know that.
But, from me, usually, I'm really thankful he came into the team and actually helped the vibe and played your heart out every single game. I think for me, like, honestly, a couple of times I was like pretty despaired. And one of the things that kept me coming into scrims and trying to be a good coach was the fact that I got to coach you. And I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, bro. I'm just looking out for you guys. I'm trying to impart my wisdom as an old, wise sage onto you guys.
From me. I think the other thing is that I feel like some of us are at a crossroads a little bit. We won 2 championships together in 3 splits. We came second once, 4th, and now 6th, whatever you want to call it. I think probably got to go away and find a little bit more passion for the game at the moment.
Wait, what the f did he say?
I feel like some of us are at a crossroads a little bit. We won 2 championships together in 3 splits. We came second once, 4th, and now 6th, whatever you want to call it. I think probably got to go away and find a little bit more passion for the game at the moment. It's a pretty rough split. So, I think I'll have a chat to Ian separately as well. But I think we kind of let ourselves down. And I'm not perfect, like I think I could have done a lot of things better as well. But I can't believe this is the floor of the team that, 12 months ago was taking games off T1 in international events.
Yeah, that's how it goes, bro. Because I mean, so much of it is mental, So much of it is mental, and then it's like actually being able to figure out the things that are going to make people play better, because it's not as obvious as it seems. I mean, but being in teams is just like so impossible sometimes. Like, I don't think that Spawn really, like, I don't know what happened with TL, but there was there was a point, and I can say this, now they're eliminated, is there was a point in like spring where it felt like they just forgot how to ever win. Like, they could never win a game. Like, they would be up 10k gold on us in scrims and they would lose. Where it used to be like at the beginning of the year when we started playing, like, it was essentially TL and Fly were the 2 best teams. They would win the majority of the scrims against us. It would be like 5-1. If they were playing well on the day, it would be like 5-1, 4-2. Maybe if we would beat them in scrims, it wouldn't feel real. Like you can tell in scrims whether when you beat a team, you actually are better than them, or whether they're better than you, but they just were like trying something out, or they made an uncharacteristic mistake that they normally would not make on stage. Like, you can tell whether a win is a real win or a fake win. And it used to be that, like, normally TL was just better than us. I mean, they were good at lane swapping. There was a lot of things we had to learn from playing against TL. And then there was a point where they just no longer could win the games against us, that they, like, were stomping us. You know, because that's going to happen, right? In scrims, you're going to win some lanes. They're going to win some lanes. Sometimes you're going to have a catastrophe happen and you're just going to lose, right? Or people are also going for more plays than they normally do. And sometimes there's a catastrophe and you just lose games. Like, you're going to lose games no matter what. But there was a point, like, where in spring, they would just go 0-6 or like 1-5 to us every single time that they played against us. And every single time, it just felt like they weren't even comfortable closing out games that were unlosable. So I don't know what happened with the team. I don't know. Like, I can't imagine that it was Umpty that like made this difference. But even with Umpty, this was happening where they just couldn't close out games where it's like, okay, we have 2 inhibs down. We're just going to like go to like the third lane, close out the game normally. And they would just lose all the time. So I don't know. There was some point where they forgot how to win. And you saw this on stage, bro. This happened against us on stage and it happened against Fly 2 weeks ago, right? Like, hold on. TL versus C9, game 2, spring regular season. I don't know if you guys remember this game. So they played a game where they have like Milio into Lilia. So they have I think they outcomped us this game. You know, APA is playing his patented Ziggs, like whatever. And then you look at this game, it's like, how did they lose this game from like this state? They're up 5k gold. They get Drake. Like, how did they fucking lose this game? Like, this is like our all-out engage. And this is how it ended up going. This is like our desperation engage at the end. Like, we won the first game. This was the second game. We, like, fucked up a fight pretty badly. And then this is, like, what ended up happening later. Like, look at the status of this game. This guy's dead. They lost this game against us. Up 5k gold, up 2 inhibs. Like, they lost this game against us. You look at TL versus Fly, game 2. Look at this game that they played against FlyQuest 2 weeks ago. I mean, they're stomping this game. How did they lose this game? It was even better than this before, no? Maybe it wasn't. But how do you lose this game? Like, they're good players before. They're up 7k gold at 29 minutes. They have Baron. Like, how is this game ever losable? It's just not losable. And they just lost this game. So they just forgot how to win at a point, and it's just, like, inexplicable. It's not coaching. It's just, like, mentally, the players just don't feel like they can win no matter what. It's hard to know why that happened, but
our ceiling was so high, but our floor isn't.
There has to be just something outside of just knowledge, coaching, all this stuff. There's something that is making the team feel like they just cannot win.
Terrible. So, yeah. I'll be around for a couple more days or a week or whatever.
And I think the weirdest part about it, if you really think about TL, I would say the weirdest part about it is that TL was a team that when they started losing at the beginning, like when, you know, they fell down the rankings and it was like mainly like Fly and C9 and Spring were dominating everyone, it felt like the problem was that their laning was too bad, right? Like, Impact was having really bad lane phases. APA looked like he was kind of exposed by Fearless. And they would fall so far behind early game that they weren't able to do anything. But they were always a team that had good macro. And that's why lane swapping was super good for them. It would put them in advantage positions. And then when they were in those advantage positions, they would just close out the game, right? And it was a good way for them to dodge the lane phase. So it's so strange to watch a team that was very good at macro and good at mid to late game become like terrible at mid to late game. Like some people actually say, like, I saw this yesterday. I forget who it was. I think a DSG player maybe said this. I think maybe it was XU that said this. Like, a lot of people think that TL might be a bottom 2 team in the league. Like, some people think that TL is even worse than Disguised right now. And they're worse than Lion. I forget. Somebody put that. I saw this on Reddit. They had a tier list and they had TL and Dignitas as the 2 worst teams in the league. I don't know, bro. It's just crazy to me that was the end of this roster. I mean, you know things are going to change now, right? You know that players are going to change. So we'll have to see what ends up happening.